Hello, Instagram Live. It's Laurie Water from All Points North Lodge coming to you today, again from New Jersey. Pretty excited about the guest that I have today. But first, I want to let you know that All Points North Lodge will be a sponsor at ICAD next week. I hope that we'll get to see a lot of people out there on July 16th and 17th. It's going to be a virtual event this year. And when you register, let's see, if you do it through your registration costs through APN, 20% of the registration would come back to us. APN Lodge is going to be donating those proceeds to the Black Mental Health Awareness Organization, an organization that we vetted and really want to support. They provide a lot of programming and prevention work, and for people that are underserved across the Black and brown skin communities. We think that they do great work, and we're excited about supporting them. So we hope to see a lot of you. This is the first time that this event is going to go virtual across the world, and use the link in the APN Lodge Instagram bio if you want to register through us. So we're pretty excited about that. There'll be, I believe, 70 CEUs available for those that are looking to get CEUs. So I'm just getting, see if my guest is on yet. Nope, I don't see him yet, but my guest is has confirmed that he's going to be joining me, so we'll just wait until he gets on. But for many of you, ICAD is coming out of London. We were hoping to be there live, but we're going to be there virtually. Our whole team is going to be there. Our new administrative staff is going to be there. So we hope to get to meet a lot of you. And somebody's saying I'm frozen. I don't want to be frozen. But also what's really exciting for us this year is that Ryan Suave, who is an amazing presenter, will be presenting at this conference, and his topic is going to be, let's see what Ryan's doing. See if I can come up with that. I know it's with trauma. I want to get the correct title for Ryan. Well, you can see it on our Instagram. Let's see if I have it here. On our Instagram Live account. But he'll be talking about trauma and the virtual world. But I probably have the title a little bit off. But please join us so that you can catch him. He's a really strong speaker, and the fact that he's getting to present in this international conference is pretty terrific, and we're really so proud that he represents us. So let me see if this is, I know Preppy's trying to join, and Gluck is joining. So Zvi's just got to join me live. So if you see, let me see if, here he is. Okay. So he's just gonna, when is Ryan gonna be on? I'll have to check the schedule. And if you look at our Instagram account and go to APN, you'll be able to see when he's presenting. So I see a little bit of Zvi there. I see his feet. Very good.
Yeah, I'm really not so great at these things, so you'll have to forgive me.
No. I'm not so great at them either. But I know you're a great presenter.
Okay, if you say so.
Yes, I know you're a great presenter. So I'm so happy that you agreed to do this with me today.
No problem. You got me in like a good spot when I actually have a few minutes, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, and Steve Gluck is the CEO of Amudum at All Points North Lodge. We do a tremendous amount of work with Udom. We are so grateful for the clients that you share with us. But I want you to tell the world what Udom's about, how we can support you, and how you got to this role.
Okay, so I guess that 15 minutes that we spoke about, or that you texted me, is going to be closer to a few hours, which is fine. I have nothing else to do today. How I got into the role, I'm still trying to figure that part out. When I figure it out, I'll know. When I was 19 years old, I actually had two friends that died back to back. One of them died of a drug-related car accident. So he was high, got into an accident, and died. And the other one actually committed suicide, leaving a suicide note about the sexual abuse and trauma that he endured, and that nobody believed him. So when that happened, I started volunteering at a local drop-in center in Brooklyn called Our Place. Amazing place. I still deal with them all the time. And I started getting involved. And then after a couple of years of volunteering there, I realized that a lot of the underlying issues, the kids would come to the center, that would be great. We'd give them, whatever help they needed and guidance and some therapeutic work and whatever, could be done. But the underlying issues were not being addressed as well as I felt that they could be in the big picture.
Right.
So I started focusing a little bit more on sexual abuse and realizing that that was a major factor, not the factor, not the only factor. I hate when people pinpoint and they think they know all the answers, but it was certainly a major factor, and for sure one that was very much swept under the rug. So with the help of some friends, unfortunately one of them who passed away, Mendy Klein, may he rest in peace. After many years of dealing with this, ad hoc, out of my car, just doing my own thing, so to speak, we actually founded Amudim with the initial stated purpose to destigmatize abuse, addiction, and mental illness so that people shouldn't be embarrassed to reach out for help when they needed it. That was really the initial purpose. Very quickly, it turned into what we call case management, where people started reaching out for help. So we were doing awareness events, campaigns, and all of a sudden people would be like, okay, I need help for this, I need help for that. And we started providing comprehensive case management, where we try to take a 30,000-foot view of not just the person that needs help, and you know this better than anybody, but of their entire surroundings. Try to create a healthy environment, not just for them specifically, but for their loved ones as well. So there can be a good supportive structure and a great support network to make sure that the help can be long-lasting, I guess we'll call it. Right. And that's, regardless whether it's abuse, addiction, mental illness, suicidality, it really doesn't matter. If people have a good support structure, they have what to live for, and the example I sometimes say is anybody can get sober. Keeping them sober is the trick. So if you don't have a reason to live, then there's no purpose in going down the entire path. So we try to help take the 30,000-foot view of what's going on. And yes, I certainly agree with Manchester with the comment. I'm not so good at comments, but I try to keep.
Yeah, I see that too.
I have publicly stated that Manchester is a community that is in complete turmoil, and the amount of calls that we get out of Manchester are ridiculous. But unfortunately, the leadership in Manchester doesn't seem to agree. Very hard to affect change if you don't have either people on the ground who are willing to tell the leadership, go jump in the lake, we're going to do this anyway, or the leadership. Someone has to take control. So Trucker Mosey, if you want to DM me your info and you have an idea of somebody that's willing to grab the bull by the horns, I definitely agree that Manchester needs a lot of help. But getting back, and we do service a lot of clients. We're probably servicing clients now, I think, in over 25 countries around the world. And in the United States, over 30 states. And we take the 30,000-foot view of the full picture. And then we also take the micro view of the individual and making sure that everybody gets the help that they need. So that's really the primary focus, is ensuring that anybody that comes our way gets the best possible care and treatment that's available to them. Then we have an entire division dedicated specifically towards awareness. We've put out so far 6 PSA videos.
Which are amazing. Whoever does those, they're so impactful.
I couldn't agree more. I am very proud of them. They're my shining moment, we'll call it. Those videos are great. Those videos actually bring in a tremendous amount of caseload, people calling us up after they see the videos. And then we have an entire education component where we educate community leaders, um, anything from rabbis, pastors, bishops, to agencies, government agencies, school-based trainings, where we very much try to make awareness a big part of the prevention module so that there's a way to avoid people needing Amudim. I say this proudly. I look for the day that Amudim can go out of business, but not because of lack of funds, but because of lack of need.
Right.
And that's my real hope.
Yeah. And I would have to say, I love your team. I think you have amazing people. I think they have such heart. I've grown to love and look so forward to working with the clients from the Orthodox community. I have this tremendous passion for them. I know that Miriam, my director, is a gem, but I probably talk to her every single day. I haven't spoken to Moshe Frankel in a long time, but he's like every time every Amudim call comes in, his name comes up on my phone. So I think that we do have a terrific team. And what I've seen over the last few years is that there is less shame. We have a long way to go, but I feel like the people from the community that I've been working with are open and willing and want the help and are able to express themselves and what they're struggling with, and asking for help. I mean, that's one of the reasons that working with the community has been so wonderful is, I do this family support group on Monday night, and the families that I'm working with in the Orthodox community, I get the parents, the siblings, the in-laws, anybody really soaking up information and supporting their loved ones who are struggling. So I love the work that you do. I love the way your team cares about the people that they are working with, and they want them to get the right treatment and, not just the quick fix, but what's going to be best in the long run, and brainstorming ideas and new programs, and really wrapping them with as much support as we can.
So I have to say that, usually I say that toward the end, but I will tell you that, I am actually blessed with the most amazing team in the world. And I mean that from every aspect, from the clinical side, the financial office, the front end, the back end, the marketing, the people that manage our website. It doesn't matter. Everybody involved in Amudim, we're like one big family, and everybody that's involved is really there just because they care. And that's really what it boils down to. Nobody's getting rich here. I wish they were. And the people that are here because they truly care. I mean, we don't charge for any of our services. We're not a business. We're not here to make money. And it cost us a lot of money. I mean, our budget is well over $6 million a year. I'll tell it to you straight. And it's always tough, but we try to do the best we can, and any way we can to try to help. I see that my nephew just joined, so I'll give a shout out to Michal and say you got to scroll up to see one of the comments about Manchester. And I made a public statement that yes, it's a community that needs a lot of help, and I offered that person to actually direct message me so that we can deal with that. But I will say this. You're seeing a glimpse of it. And yes, overall, over the last 21 years, I can tell you that the community is certainly less shame-oriented than they were. I will tell you that. But I'll read you an email that I just got just to show you the other side. And I hate to say this, but I'm not going to say who sent it. I'm just going to read it anyway. Now, let me start off by saying I am proud of every one of our PSAs, and I think that they do exactly what they need to do. But here's a great email. I'd like to start off by saying that Amudim is an incredible organization saving many lives. I'm a big fan of the work that you've done, and I've donated in the past. But I was navigating your website and saw your PSA videos, and I was horrified by what I saw. Raising awareness is extremely important, and I fully understand the need for it. But there are different ways of going about this task, and I don't think releasing such videos is the best way to do it. Particularly the sexual abuse video bothered me. This video was much too gruesome for the average person. Even the alcohol and drug addiction video is way too much for me. It would make sense that Amudim, after working for Amudim for a while, you can unfortunately become a little desensitized to such horrific cases, cases, I'm sorry. But for the rest of us, it is far too graphic. Honestly, I was a little turned off after seeing your videos, and it will probably affect my future donating plans. I ask you from the bottom of my heart to please take those videos off and refrain from posting such videos in the future. Again, I'm a big fan of what you do, and thank you for your valuable work. So I told this person, God bless you. I appreciate whatever money you've given Amudim, and by all means, we'd love to take money more, but that means I got to stop putting out videos that are saving lives on a literally daily basis. That's the way it is. As a matter of fact, where can you see our videos? Amudim.org, and just go to the media section and look for the PSA videos. We'll put that in the comments. Let's see if I can figure that out over here. Again, I'm not so good at this.
Yeah, definitely got that.
And I get flack all the time. And you know what? I don't mind. We're here to save lives. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to play games. We're not here to sugarcoat anything. We say it the way it is. Every single one of our videos that we've ever done are always done in conjunction with our clinical advisory board. They are always very much involved in it. We don't make any decisions just on our own.
Right.
And they're important. And I will tell you that I've received messages from people 2 years after a video was produced, where somebody sent us a message saying, by the way, thank you so much. Your video saved my life, because after seeing it, I realized I wasn't alone and I went to get the help that I needed. So this is a situation where it wasn't even like they came to Amudim for help. It wasn't like they reached out to us. Just the video alone, the awareness alone is what was extremely important.
Right.
And we're proud of that. And you know what? We do what we got to do.
Right. And thank you, Keith, for linking it in IGTV. But I would also say if the video is giving that person a reaction like that, the video is doing its job. Because
absolutely.
we can't
And by
close
the
our
way,
eyes to what's going on.
every video that we put out, I got to tell you that what you're seeing is the watered down version. And I mean that. If you would see the first cuts, and as things are put out on our PSA videos, again, my philosophy is hit them hard, say it the way it is. There's no more hiding it under the rug. There's no more making believe it doesn't exist. Addiction is in every community. Sexual abuse is in every community. Mental health related issues is in every community. Domestic violence is in every community. And the truth is, at Amudim, we pride ourselves on partnering with amazing organizations, both in the nonprofit sector and in the for-profit sector, where we can get people the best help that they need, and whether it's getting them the proper clinical support or the emotional support or the, education materials, it doesn't matter. That's what we're here to do. So we're just going to keep doing it. And, it's great that we have amazing relationships with, facilities such as yours, where we do have, great rapport, and the staff, do speak to you and your team almost every single day. And we know that. And I say this, I say this proudly. We probably enjoy those relationships with maybe 40, 50 facilities nationwide. And I mean that not in a negative to any one thing. I always tell people, they're like, oh, how does your staff decide which facility someone goes to? I said, listen, there's a bunch of variables, and I just got a call today where somebody says to me, I want to send my loved one to this and this place. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I don't deal with cases, so I got to transfer to one of my staff. But why that place? Oh, because my friend's son went there and it saved his life. And I'm like, well, did anybody assess if that's the same issue that your son is having? Is that the same issue? So there's people don't realize this, that when a decision is made to send someone to a specific treatment facility, there is so much that goes into it. And I say this to you straight. My job is not to make your bosses rich. My job is to help those that need help. And if APN is an option that is going to work and be beneficial, then that's where we send to, because that's what's right for the client. And that's really the goal. And that is what goes into it. So there's a tremendous amount of research that, for example, and you'll know this better than anybody, right? I say this and you'll appreciate it. I can have 5 people, 37-year-old males, all of them attorneys, all of them working in the same firm, all of them married with 3 kids, living in the same neighborhood, driving the same cars, and attending the same social scenes. All 5 of them will be addicts, and they'll be addicted to the same substance. And it is possible that each of them will need to go to a different facility. And people say to me, what does that mean? And I'm like, well, that means that if it's a medical-based issue, then they want to go someplace medical-based. If it's trauma-based, you want something trauma-based. There's so many variables. And the truth is, yes, you guys happen to do an amazing job on many of them, and we're appreciative of that. You know, the trauma work in addition to the addiction work and the, family work, and it's all great, and it's important. But that's what it is, and that's what we're here for. And the truth is, and I say this really, my staff makes me look good. That's what it boils down to. I am a glorified fundraiser, for lack of a better word. I just got to make sure that we have enough money to keep operating. But without them, none of this would be happening. And without partners such as you, who are workable and we deal with, and help us navigate the systems, we also not have the same success. So this is really a relationship, and it's an industry, and it's a world of its own. And especially now, we're seeing much greater relapse rates as a result of the COVID pandemic. We're seeing a lot more mental health issues as a result of the COVID pandemic. Our caseload is over 130% increase compared to where we were last year this time. Our funder component is cut by about 50%. Go do the math,
Right. Yeah, I think that the whole COVID pandemic hit the Jewish community really, really hard. I know that people are struggling with all kinds of issues. But what I would say to you is, I don't want to say that I don't want to make my bosses rich either, but I also want to say that as much as I love the program that I work for, I refer also to the right program for the individual who's coming our way. And I would say that, across the board for us, that we want, and of course we want people to come to All Points North. I think it's a great program, but it's not a great program for everybody. And we do want people to get the appropriate care in the appropriate program, and I'm happy that you pointed that out. I would also be asking the therapeutic differences between inpatient facilities, and we could probably do that as another topic, because that is a
right. But the problem is, I have to answer it a little bit because it's my nephew who happens to be a clinician.
Okay.
So I have to at least give him that courtesy. And the simple answer is that 1 second. The simple answer is as follows. Obviously, if somebody can get the help that they truly need in a local community-based program where they can deal with their underlying issues and triggers with their family and friends close by, that's always great. Okay, that's always amazing, and I mean that. Okay, however, that's not always the case, and then sometimes somebody getting away for a little bit is actually very beneficial. It gives people a little bit of a breather with a lot that's going on, and those are some of the things that when I was referring to is that we have to weigh the pros and cons of what treatment modalities are going to be used for any person that reaches out to Amudim for help. We will do whatever we can to make sure they're getting the proper help that's best for them. So, and that's why I always say when people say to me, oh, anybody with addiction has to go to this place and anybody with that has to go to that place. And I'm like, wow, that would make my life a lot easier. I mean, I can even say it now, and you know this because you've dealt with us on discharge planning many times. How many custom IOP programs are we, quote unquote, creating where somebody's coming in and instead of them just going to an IOP, we're setting up, okay, you're going this day to this therapist, this day to that psychiatrist, this day to this group. Why? Because for this person, all of those different pieces is what's important. And the truth is, you guys, and I say this very proudly, and as a general rule, you should know, I never, ever get involved, and you know this like anybody else does. Amudim doesn't allow any facilities, for-profit or non-profit, to sponsor any of our events or to donate money to us. We're very strict about that because we like to make sure that we're making the right decision for the right client. But I do have to give credit where credit is due and say that your staff is truly amazing when it comes to working with our case managers and making sure that there's a continuum of care, continued follow-up, making sure that we get the updates on a weekly basis of how people are doing. You know, case management is very different than referrals. It's very easy to say to somebody, here, go there.
Right.
Very easy. But managing them and making sure that they're getting the proper treatment and making sure that there's the proper aftercare and the proper follow-up, that is what is key. And I have to say a big thank you both to you and to Abe and to everybody involved. I mean, the clinical team just really stepping up and doing the right thing whenever you guys can. And that's greatly appreciated by all of us.
Well, thank you.
So,
Thank you for that, because I agree. I think our clinical staff is second to none, and that they really do have clients' interests at heart, and why I love working for them. But I do also want to be sure that you tell people that are interested in donating, where can they donate?
oh, and we appreciate that. People can always donate at www.amudim.org/donate. And I thank you for asking. And there's no amount is too small, no amount is too large. You know, people that want to help us continue what we're doing, we are always happy to accept the money. And we can tell you that we are very proud of our transparency. We have our audited financials in addition to our 990s proudly displayed on our website. So we have, you know, we're very open to that. We believe that people should know where their money is going to. And I thank you for asking that question. I appreciate that.
No, and I also say, you know, from years of working with the Mudim, your money is going to a good cause, absolutely, 100%. You know, these are families that are struggling, that have been struggling for years, or have been in multiple programs, still trying to get the help that they need. And I'm so happy that we get to work with you. I love your organization. I love your team, and I'm honored that you took the time today to do this with me.
No, the feeling is very, very mutual, and I would very much like to mention that there's a person that posted. I'm trying to see who it was. He asked how he can get in touch with me. Trucker Mosey. I don't know if you're still on or not. But if you want to direct message me, please, by all means, I am more than happy to, have a discussion with you. So please reach out. If you're still watching, then please send me a message and put your email in there, and I will gladly communicate.
And then we'll be replaying this, so maybe we'll catch him through that.
Excellent.
Okay?
So thank you so much. I really appreciate this, and let's do this again sometime.
I would love to do that. Thank you.
You got it.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.